Hey, Hey, so I wanted this video to be about knitting and how I got into it, just about that whole story. It's so hot today. It's like 30 degrees. I just want to start from the very beginning. I started last year. I'm just looking through my phone to find when I started. It was when we went to Mahone. My mum actually got me onto this. Shout out to you, Mum. Thank you so much. My mum crochets. She's amazing at crocheting and makes these incredible blankets. Yeah, I don't know why, but I never thought about knitting for some reason. I didn't really know that there was this whole knitting world, and I didn't know that I'd love knitting so much. Like, around like July last year that I started this whole knitting journey. On my phone I've screenshot this like a bag, and I think that's when I started like getting inspiration for it. In the beginning, my mom taught me how to knit. She was like, I just want to, like, we were on holiday and there wasn't like a lot to do where we were, and I just kind of needed something to kind of, like, I read a lot. I love reading, like that passes a lot of time. I still read so much and it's probably one of my favorite things to do, but I kind of wanted something else to do that's just not like on the, not scrolling and not consuming. Like, I just wanted to create something and to work with my hands and just to build something from scratch. That's what I love so much about knitting, is like you literally start from just wool and then you create something from that, and I just love that process so much. Yeah, in the beginning I just using like 5mm needles. I was just learning how to knit. Like, I was just doing the knit stitch and purl stitch. Guys, it is so hot. Like, it's because the fan is off. It is so hot. Okay, I will go get what I knitted first. The very first thing that I knitted. I'll show you. Okay, it is so hot. I'm sweating. This feels gross, guys. Yeah, so the first thing that I started off with was this actually. Just super, this is the standard knit that you need to learn to do kind of anything else in knitting. This is where you start, called the garter stitch, and it's really, really easy. Like, if you want to start knitting, you got this. Like, it's not that hard. It just does take like concentration, like effort, like anything though, you know? If you put the effort into it, give it the time, and if you enjoy it, then you kind of persevere because you enjoy it so much. And this was kind of me. Like, I just really enjoyed it, so it was easy for me to just to have patience for it. But yeah, that's the first squares that I learned. My mum taught me how to do that one. Thank you, Mum. Again, like, I would love to do tutorials on this if you are interested, because it's not hard, but if you'd like to see that, I can do that as well. This is stockinette stitch. It's my favorite looking stitch, and I really, really love it for anything, really, you know? It's just like such a versatile stitch. And then I found these YouTube tutorials, and I just got obsessed with like learning these really a bit more complicated stitches. Again, just using the knit and purl stitch. It's a type of stitch, and you just kind of patterns use those two stitches in different ways to create a unique pattern, and this is one of them. I believe this is called the raspberry stitch. I found it really, really cute when I first found it on YouTube. It took a little while to get the hang of it because I was still learning. I kind of went from this stitch to this stitch really quickly, and that's why I guess I got frustrated in the beginning, because I kind of escalated my knitting journey. But this is another one. This one is the honeycomb stitch. Yeah, that's kind of like what I did in the beginning, just that in the beginning. Yeah, like my inspiration as well was stuff like this, like really colourful work, but I lean towards more not so colourful things. I like really neutral colours and the actual pattern to be kind of the star of the show rather than the colours. Like, I'm more like very neutral colours and then like really kind of fancy patterns, like textures and stuff. The thing is, when I was learning these stitches and these knit patterns, the whole time I'm seeing inspiration online for clothes, But the whole time, sorry if you can't see that, try and insert photos. But the whole time that I'm knitting, like learning how to knit, I'm like, oh, I would love to knit my own clothes. And I'd love to knit clothes, not just blankets, which I love blankets as well. Yeah, I mean, I've always loved knitted clothes, like buying knitted clothes from the store, and I was like, imagine making your own clothes. That was like kind of the dream, but I didn't honestly thought it wasn't possible because it just looked too hard. Like it looked really, really hard to me to knit your own clothes. It just looked like, I don't know how you do. So I can see in my gallery in my phone that I screenshot a lot of clothes. Yeah, so it's like late July that I started knitting. I can see that I bought my first yarn on the 31st of July 2022. I kind of knit this guy in August. This is a free pattern online. This is kind of like the situation right now. I really need to sort out my room. It's just kind of, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, that's actually kind of all I knitted in July, August. Yeah, like because I was learning, I think I was quite slow. So actually this kind of stuff took me a long time. Like mid-August. Okay, mid-August. We've moved again, come back to Namibia, and I'll get it. I knitted something. Guys, this is actually kind of fun to like talk to you guys about this. I don't know, something about this is like really fun to me. Okay. Yeah, anyway, you can see that it's coming off the needle. And this is what I knitted in Namibia when I was coming back to Namibia. Again, it's the raspberry stitch, and I don't really know what I was really thinking with this. I think I wanted it to be like a little blanket, but I think it was just taking me so long that I kind of lost motivation for it. And I remember that I messed up somewhere, and when that happens on a pattern like this that is so intricate and detailed, yeah, I just didn't know how to even fix it, so I just kind of stopped, because I didn't want to tear it away. I just kind of wanted to just keep it as it is, but I will tear it away now. Just take it all away and just use the yarn for something else. Okay, this is kind of the random part of my whole knitting story. This is kind of where things kind of took a turn. When we came back to Namibia, we went to a place called Swakopmund. And there's a wool shop there. There's a really lovely lady that works at the yarn shop there, and she's very chatty, and she was talking to me about people who come into the store and what they knit and like what they're up to and stuff. And she was saying how like there was this guy who during COVID, he's a web designer and coder and everything, but just to make some extra money during the slow period of COVID, he started knitting, and he would sell hats and maybe other things as well. And she told me that there's also this grandma in Swakopmund who makes little clothes, like mini clothes for like dolls, that she even sells in the supermarket. It has her own little section in the supermarket. I just thought that was so cool, like this grandma knitting up a storm during COVID and hasn't stopped. And I was thinking like, hey, maybe I could start learning how to make clothes for like little dolls, like Barbies, because it's like a smaller, way smaller scale, and less intimidating, and you know, if you mess up, it's such a small thing that you're working on that it doesn't really matter so much, you know? So I started knitting for like a Barbie. I didn't have a Barbie at the time, so I kind of just had to go online and find Barbie patterns. But the Barbie patterns that I would find online were too makeshift for me, you know? Like I kind of wanted to get like an adult pattern, like an adult top, and just shrink it down. That's kind of what I ended up doing. I kind of just I found out that a Barbie is like 1/6. It's like a 1/6 doll. I like the scale from like a human, so I would kind of like divide everything by 6 or like more. And anyway, I'll just show you. I've got this little bag of all the little things that I've knitted. I'm just gonna show you because they're so cute, and I love miniature clothes. I've kept everything. I've kept like every single piece I've knitted. Yeah, I'm just thinking of this one piece that I tried to make. It's like a sweater and it just totally failed. I kind of want to show you, like, so that you don't feel so bad when you're starting to knit and it doesn't work out, because it does get better and it won't always be so hard, you know, it'll get better. But anyway, I've got most of it here. This is it. This is it. But it's just like one piece that I don't think it's here. Oh, it is here. It is here. Okay, good. I saw it. Everything's here. It's good. I can cut in this video because in this. Okay, so I've got my phone. I've got my stuff. I'm just gonna like, try and go in order of like what I knitted as best as I can. So I was so excited to make sweaters for humans, for like humans, for me. Like I want to make sweaters for people, but they looked way too hard. So I thought, okay, this is where I think that I learned by doing, because I thought, okay, I'll just start following these tutorials and learning as I go, you know, like I'm visual, so I was like understanding it, but not really, you know, I needed to start doing it. Okay, so this is the first sweater that I made. You can see, I don't know what happened here. I think the arms just completely failed. You can see I got the head goes here and the arms here and there, and you know, I tried doing a little ribbing at the bottom, and I've kind of kept it because it's kind of nice to know that you do get better at things the more you do it. Sounds cheesy, but it's true, you know, just don't give up. You will get better. And just other things I made, okay, like this, for example. This was following a tutorial. Like, what do you think this is? Like, what is this? What is this? It's really stretchy. It's a really nice stitch. I believe the stitch is brioche stitch, half brioche stitch. So brioche stitch is really stretchy, which I love. I actually want to do more things using the stitch because it's so stretchy. At the same time, it like retains its shape. This was supposed to be a hat. It just failed. It was just like really big. I don't know what it said. It was for a doll, but Barbie, this is way too big for a Barbie. But this is a little hat that I made. I'm just gonna keep showing you all the things. I'll just like do it quite quickly because I think I could talk too much. This was the first thing I made. Ready? I followed a tutorial for this, like to the T. Okay, this was the first little thing I made. Because this was like the first thing that I knitted, that wasn't a blanket, I was so proud of this. This is kind of where it all started. You know, this is when I thought, hey, actually, I can do this. I can make baby tiny clothes. So yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. But that was really, really hard to put on. Around October, it looks like I was well into making miniature clothes. Got another little hat that I made. This is like the second thing that I made. A little hat to go along with the top. Got a little bag here. Yeah, this is when I kind of started to understand raglan. This is the raglan here. This kind of stitch style. After I made that, things started like just to pick up a lot. I was like, wow, okay, I'm getting this now. I think the main thing for me to like get was increasing in knitting. Once I understood increasing, and once I understood in my mind, once I could visualize how things were coming to be, like it got so much easier, and it does get so much easier once you understand these concepts. That's the back, that's the front, little legs. I really want to make shorts for myself as well. I think they're so cute. I don't know if like how practical that would be where I am because it's so hot, but maybe I could make like a looser pair of knitted shorts. Yeah, but it works, but it wasn't what I envisioned. This was one of my earlier sweaters, and this top actually was a free tutorial on YouTube for an adult to make a top like this. So I just shrunk it. It's like a little v-neck top. It's super cute. I was really happy with this one. I really like this. Like I would wear this myself as well. Another little top. super cute. So like I kind of stopped knitting for Barbie and went on to knitting for humans October as well. So from July to October it was kind of like this learning stage, and this is the final thing that I knitted. It's just like a little sweater, a little cardigan for a doll. That's everything that I knitted for Barbie. Started knitting for adults. Started knitting a sweater for my sister, a vest, which was a bit of a fail, by the way. I do actually have it, I can show you, because I learned so much knitting this. It's just a shame that I wanted to knit for my sister, but it's just a shame that it just didn't work out, you know, how it was supposed to. Like way too wide. The back curls. Just a few things are just not quite right about it, but that's fine, you know, you live and you learn. That was really sad, you know, to knit something for so long and want to give it to somebody. You can just recycle the yarn. Like I'll eventually just pull it and use the yarn for something else. I really wanted to learn how to make a top for myself, and my mum would share it. And I'd done a few tops, as you saw, for Barbie, and I thought like surely I can just do that on a bigger scale. So this is the top part of a top. I won't continue using this one. Like I'm gonna start again. Like because I've learned so much from doing this that I know what to do now. I messed up the knitting at the bottom, and it's really hard to like fix it when you've missed a stitch or something. So I started doing that in like late October, early September. This is interesting. Late November I started on this piece, which I'll show you now, and this is the polo top that I started knit in like late November, early December. This is following a few kind of combining patterns online, so I'll tell you the story. So there aren't like a lot of tutorials on YouTube that kind of show you how to make things from scratch, and if they do, they can be really hard to understand, and sometimes they're not clear, or they've made mistakes themselves in the videos, and then yeah, it's quite rare to come across a really good tutorial online to help you knit. And that's how I learn. I learn visually and by following along myself with their video. I've never actually bought a pattern and learned from a pattern. I've always learned visually from YouTube. It was all going well until I realized that the back of it, okay, I didn't know this, well, I didn't really think about this, but the back part of your clothes compensates for your, you know, your neck and everything. I just didn't know that. How do I explain this? My brain. Maybe I need a drink. I think I need a drink of water. Okay, what was I saying? Oh yeah, with this piece. I was really excited about this piece. I was just so ready to wear something that I've knitted, right? I didn't compensate for the back. The back is higher than your front area. They're not, you can't make them the same. Like, otherwise you'll choke yourself, because your clothes, you need it to come, like, see how your neck obviously comes down lower. It's like, you know, you go like, I'm trying to explain this. Maybe I should try this on for you to see. Like, it fits, you know, happy with the length of it here, and like, I would extend the sleeves if I was to continue knitting on this piece. The back, see how the collar is flat, you know, down like that. And I realized that there was something wrong. I didn't really know at the time about the back piece needing that extra. Anyway, I haven't started doing this yet because I need to learn how to do something called German short rows. I still don't really understand the concept yet. I need to find a good tutorial. This is a thing, like, you need to find really good tutorials online that you understand and that are really clear for you. It's kind of like teachers make a big difference, you know, in the way they teach and how they teach can make such a difference. So I'm just waiting to find someone who can kind of explain short rows to me so I can redo this and it won't do that thing at the back. It'll come up higher. It'll come up to here, and then the collar will come down. This is the last thing that I have knitted so far. And then I'm looking down the table and I can see something I've missed from early on. But this is what I knitted like last year as well. This is when I was learning. Oh, that's the bad side. And this is the good side. This is called a mitered square. That textured line going through the middle, I really, really like that. You basically just pick up stitches along the top and then knit another square. This piece that I'm going to show you, I started knitting in, I want to say December. And it's this piece. Okay, sorry, the battery died. But I really like this technique of doing a line and then expanding for the arms, and because that gives it that back, you know, it compensates for the back area and it sits properly on you. So I get inspiration from tops that I already have and wear. For example, this one has that line down out of the neck area, and then it goes into the arms, and that gives that back area the room it needs. Back area is like that much higher than this part. But where I went wrong with this one is the increasing for the arms. So again, this didn't really click with me. You know, the distance between here and here, you need to consider that, and I didn't. I joined in the round, so in the round is when you knit in a circle. I also stopped increasing for the arms and I joined in the round for the whole thing, but that line from here to here, that's not enough. That doesn't fit my armpit. You can see like it's still needs to be longer. So I've taken quite a break from knitting because of these things I'm learning from the past, from these two, and I want to basically do a top again but learn from them both, like where I went wrong with both of them. In the meantime, I've been knitting like little tiny projects, like this little thing. This was like knitted from the center out, but recently I knit my mum, well, it was supposed to be a face glove, but I didn't swatch the yarn, so when I blocked it, it expanded so much, so now it's like basically a tea towel. But she still likes it. I'll actually go get it and show you. So I've just got it from upstairs, and this was in her bathroom, but this is it. This is a great beginner project because it's just knit and purling. It's garter stitch again, this whole thing is garter stitch, so it's really easy, and you learn increasing because you start from 4 stitches and just grow it, increasing along the sides, grow it to here, and then you decrease until the other tip and cast off. That's the last thing that I knitted. I kind of wanted to film this video and show you like what I've knitted so far before I film. Like I'm gonna vlog the next thing I knit, and it's gonna be a top. I'm still deciding what to knit first because I definitely want to do both. Like I want to knit the black tank top again, and I also want to knit a kind of polo top as well. So those 2 things I definitely will knit, but it's just like, what do I want to do first? Thank you so much for watching, and if you've stayed to the end, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe got some inspiration for yourself, or I've inspired you to start, because you can see how like you do get better and like things fall into place in the end, you know, and like stuff is still falling into place for me. Like I am going to tackle this top now and the tank top because I haven't actually successfully finished a piece yet, and I'm so excited. Like that, my motivation is to just wear a piece that I've actually knitted. Like I'm so excited. If you have any video requests, please leave them in the comments, and please like the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see my next videos. Yeah, God bless you guys, and have a great rest of your day or night. Thank you.